Greetings, greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another video. Welcome. Now, in this video, I want to talk about your strength, okay? Because it's going to take you a lot to realize how powerful you are. And why? Why does it have to take a lot to realize how powerful you are? Because you see, the environment you are in, or the type of people, let me say, you're going to be living with, living amongst, are conditioned to make you feel like you are nothing, okay? To make you feel like you are the problem, to make you feel like your saying has no weight, to make you feel like some sort of an amateur kid, okay? Now, it's deep, ladies and gentlemen, because what makes it deep is because you, the way you are built, okay? You'll be able to see all these things play off. And most deeply is that you will know each and every person individually by their fruits. And beyond that, you're going to see the inner person. You're going to see them from for who they are on the inside, okay? Because you're going to realize they work by pretense because you're dealing with vessels that don't have an identity. They don't know themselves. They haven't discovered themselves. So they put up an image. Okay. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I started off by saying being around such environments and people, it's going to make you feel it's built to step on you. It's built to keep you below them. But you see these people and you see that they operate from a mind that's lost. Okay? And how ladies and gentlemen, can you dare surrender to lost minds? Like how? Okay? Now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to say that it's going to be a little bit difficult for you to realize your strength, but let me say this, okay? Let me tell you this. Your strength is bigger than you think, okay? All this that's happening, of them pretending on your face, lying, blame shifting, pointing fingers, gossiping behind your back, all of them, finding all of them all up in your business, okay? Just all these things that these people keep throwing at you should be able to show you who you are, okay? Because think about it. When I was still growing up, I used to be told that the devil doesn't attack what's not a threat, okay? What's not a threat to the devil, he will never attack. He will just let it be, okay? Now, this attack that I'm talking about, you will realize that it's targeting your inner being, okay? It may sometimes go all the way to being physical, okay? because it starts off in the spiritual first before it manifests in the physical. Okay? The target is your soul. They are battling with what you possess, which is the light within you. Okay? Which is Christ within you. Because what? They rejected him. Believe it or not, they rejected Christ. You are not of the world, so the world will hate you like it hated me. Okay? Now, ladies and gentlemen, it gets to a point where you get tired of these people. Okay? It gets to a point where it's just, it strains you. Because God placed you in these situations so you see, okay? So you experience it firsthand. So you endure what Christ endured. Because, you will look at how these people are so like propelled to treat you in a certain way. And you're wondering, why? Why me? Well, like I just said, they're battling what's inside of you. Now, God says, and the biblical, it says they're not battling you, but they're battling me. They're not fighting against you, they're fighting against God. And they don't see it. It'll go to a point where you get strained, you get tired. Sometimes you bounce back to looking at them and realizing how lost they are. And sometimes you're like, you even feel, I mean, you feel, how can I put it, bad for that they don't see the truth. Okay? They operate out of a wicked mindset. And in most cases, bro, what's even deeper, it's when like you see these people that haven't dedicated to going to church every weekend, bro. Right? Every weekend they get on that uniform and they're playing that gospel and they go to church. And you look at our fruits, ladies and gentlemen. Now listen, you see, you yourself finding yourself in these people, living amongst these people. You're not perfect yourself, to be honest with you. You are not perfect yourself, okay? But you don't go around trying to provoke people provoke people to anger. You don't go around gossiping about other people. You don't go around belittling other people. You don't go around lying and trying to blame shift to other people. You don't go around sniffing in other people's businesses that you don't even know and they don't even know you. Right? You don't go around doing none of those things. But you would find people that are all up in your shit. My bad. My bad. Sorry for using that word. But they're all up in your business. Right? You find people that dragging themselves to you. And what's even deeper, just to go broad, right? You would even find people who you don't know, ladies and gentlemen. And you're wondering why these people so dedicated to knowing about your business, bro. The little shit. Where is he going? Huh? Who is he talking to? What words is he saying? What is he doing? Is he coming this way? What is he going to the shops? No. Is he people? And you're not even listen. I wouldn't call it being ignorant, okay? I'm not ignorant. You are not ignorant. You just respect yourself enough to know what to give energy to and what not to give energy to. So you stick to your business. Okay? Now, ladies and gentlemen, your opposition will show you who you are. And because you're going to look at your opposition and you're going to realize your opposition is weak. Okay? Because the only time they have to try to come at you is in numbers. Right? They'll gather that little team, try to put together that small minds and try to come up with a strategy of manipulating you or putting you in some sort of a situation, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? It's so deep that they even have to teamwork. To be able to point fingers. Now, there's actually a verse in the Bible that says, the Lord is actually sitting back sometimes and laughing at them. Okay? Because he sees where they are. Jesus, when he was just about to take his last breath on the cross, he told God that God forgive them because they do not know what they're doing. They do not know what they're doing. The scriptures themselves, Father, your people do not know you. These are words from the scriptures. You know? Your people do not know you. Now, I also want to mention this. I don't know if I've mentioned it in some of my videos, but there are words that say Jesus is going to come like the thief in the night, okay? He's going to come like the thief in the night. Now tell me, if truly you are seeking him and you are on his side, okay? If you have heard words, excuse me, that tell you that Jesus is going to come like a thief in the night, then if it was me, I would always want to be prepared, ladies and gentlemen, okay? Starting from right now. If I hear these words right now, I'm starting my preparation. So that if he pulls up like the thief in the night, he find me ready for him. Now, like I was saying, if I'm on his side, then I want him to find me ready to accommodate him, okay? How do I do that? Then I make sure that I do my things in a righteous way at all times because I don't know when he's gonna come, right? Be righteous at all times. And that's how you get ready or you prepare yourself for Jesus coming. Okay? That means he can come as anybody, as anyone. Okay? You never know. Okay? Because you may say, okay, nah, nobody sees me. Let me plot this for this guy. Right? These wicked souls. And by that time, that's Jesus. And ladies and gentlemen, you have um you have pretty much messed up your life in having a relationship with Jesus. Okay? Now, I started off by saying this video is about your strength. Now, your strength is beyond us. Our strengths are beyond us, but the strength is in God Himself, who's the one who chose this path for us so we can know Him and understand Him. Now, the strength is on God. Now, know that these people, when they come at you like that, they're coming against God Himself, because you know that your life doesn't operate of your own will, right? You have learned and realized that your will is by Christ, is by God Himself. Okay? You don't operate of your own will. Now, ladies and gentlemen, be grateful, okay? Because, living among such people, it's draining. It gets to a point where you see that it's so draining, okay? Because it even gets to a point where now God wants to, He will help you experience these people so you know that they are not for you, okay? So you realize that they are not for you because what you're seeking is peace. Now, where you at, there's no peace. You're living amongst people who are not seeking after peace. Is always pressing that button, always pulling those strings, always plotting something, always mocking, okay? Always coming at you in one way or form, always trying to put you in a bad light. Now, that is what you are amongst, and that's not you, okay? It gets to a point where you realize, ladies and gentlemen, the only way you're going to find peace and the only way your life is going to continue in the right path of growth and healing yourself. Because you see, in such places, healing sounds a little bit impossible. Let me just say it is impossible. How can you heal when you're still amongst those who keep, you know, creating these little wounds, keep poking you and pulling your strings and playing all these type of games? They hate you and they hate you together with your kids, right? Now imagine somebody hating a 5-year-old kid, ladies and gentlemen. You wanna tell me, are they okay upstairs? Hating on a 5-year-old kid, and it's a grown ass woman. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you are powerful. You've been selected for a reason, and it's because your mission carries so much greatness. They're not gonna see what hit them. Okay? And by the time they try to look what hit them, it'll be too late. It will be too late. Okay? Because you're gonna now be looking at them from the other side, and they're on the other side, and there's no how, there's no bridge, no boat, no airplane, no nothing that could bring them across, that could take them across. There will be nothing, okay? Because you are learning and you are growing and you are evolving. They are not, right? They're trapped in a little loop, and that loop is not, ladies and gentlemen, they're not seeing it, okay? They're not seeing it. Okay? Now you see, by the time Jesus comes, like the thief in the night, be ready to accommodate him, ladies and gentlemen. By the time he shows up, tell him, my brother, I've also been seeking for you. I've also been waiting for your coming. And he's going to look and realize, truly indeed, you've been waiting because you've been operating out of his posture, out of a posture like his. You won't sound foreign to him. You guys are going to be speaking the same language, the same understanding. Okay? Carry the same cross. Now, ladies and gentlemen, excuse me, God is in control and nobody else. Okay? And pay in mind that these people cannot knock you off your seat. Okay? Because your seat has been chosen by the Most High. Okay? They can try and name you this, label you this, put you in that corner, trap you in that small little box. They can never win. Okay? They can bring the whole village to try come up against you. They can never bring you down. Okay? Now, ladies and gentlemen, you possess great power. Your voice itself is power. Okay? Now, be calm. Be still. You know where to take all that energy. Okay? Don't be out here letting energy vampires sucking you dry. Okay? Keep your composure, your integrity. Okay? Stay prayed up. Meditate. Okay? The time will come when these people are gonna realize it's too late and you're far gone. Now, ladies and gentlemen, be blessed. Okay? Let me end this video here. Stay blessed. Stay prayed up. Peace.